Hi friends, welcome to this second edition of the RERA from my perspective, where we shall look at why RERA is a landmark legislation or is a game changer. With it, we'll also touch upon the government endeavors. I am sure this video you will feel quite elated and feel empowered. To recall, in the last video, we had a brief on introduction, the act, regulation and development, and the four objectives. Now that you know the objectives, let us look at the few changes that have happened from this video. Okay. Nowadays, every industry is coming under regulation. In 2021, Twitter refused to toe the line, toe the regulation, but realized they cannot do business. Earlier, they had a free run and felt no one could touch them. Builders similarly felt that the same way that no one can touch them. SEBI exercised its authority and brought many wrong practices under control and made many companies compliant. Those who did not follow paid for it. Example, Subrat Roy of Sahara. He continued to collect money under different schemes. Initially, the law was lenient, but eventually it came down heavily on him. Similarly, various age-old factory and labor laws were changed and 4 labor codes replaced 29 labor laws. I understand even cryptocurrency, some controls are being made, is in the process of being made as of May 2022. Similarly, there are regulations for capital market, hazardous chemicals or banking industry. It is in similar context, some regulation was brought about in the real estate sector and it is expected for builders to follow them. Landmark legislation. Landmark legislation, RERA is one of the big landmark legislation that has changed the way real estate industry worked in the past and will work in future. There is a paradigm shift. Earlier allottees were buyers with no teeth. Now after RERA and later on, allottees have been made consumers and bought under the Consumer Protection Act. In case of liquidation, allottees now have a say. Earlier they had no say. Earlier only lenders had a stake. So now they have a highest. Now consumers have a higher stake, or allottees have a higher stake. Believe me, it is a huge shift, and all you need to do is to be proactive and take the first step to object anything that you see is wrong, anything that you feel is illegal, or anything that the builder is not doing right. Government has given you the means. It is up to you to take the required steps. You are now empowered. This is a game changer. Now let us go to the 3 slides. Please pay complete attention. It is very important that you know everything completely. So going through this thing, the first column here talks about the function in which I am trying to compare it, and then I am saying before and after, what it was before and what it is now after. The builder dominated and prevailing. It was earlier the builder was dominating and prevailing. You could say you could do nothing. Okay, they did what they thought was right. You had no right. You were completely dependent on them. Not anymore. Now builder has been made self-responsible and accountable. He has been mellowed down a lot. Major change, game changer. It's a paradigm shift. He has to put the things on record and everything he has to put on site. You don't have to ask him. You don't have to depend on him. Everything like that. Information. Earlier information was never given or reluctantly given. He'll frown at you if you ask. He will at best give you a floor plan or brochure, or he will tell you what the costs are and give you a CC copy. But now he is compelled to put all the information of the website, whether it is a mortgage is there, power of attorney is there, who are directors, the address, the main agents, what are the documents they have already received from BMC or PMC or any other corporations, authorized agents, and what are the documents he didn't receive, what are the every status he has to give, including he has to update the sales as and when it happens, how many sold, what is unsold, what is the parking lot. So everything is open, everything is known to you. Now earlier what used to happen was, next point, now earlier what used to happen was, he used to work without approval, and before getting CC he will take the money and will start doing the plinth and everything, assuming, and he used to get it, or mostly he would say I will get it. He was not worried, or many times he will not get it. In case he doesn't get it, then you are doomed, because BMC will not give permission unless he should not have started before taking the permission, and if he has started, then BMC of course comes down heavily. But now everything has changed. Now without all the approvals in place, he can't even start the work, and without all approvals in the place, he can't put up information on the RERA website, and without information on the RERA website he can't sell. So it was necessary that all approvals are in place, so that he puts it in RERA website, and then only he can start selling. Transparency, earlier was never transparent. He will never update you with what is happening, whether he has got CC, not getting CC, difficulty. He will say some update, I have got the FSI, or he will say they have taken some TDR, I am buying some TDR, and he will give all sorts of goalies, or cement is not available there. But now he has to upload all permission, plans, project plans, floor plans, amenities, documents, what are the fittings and fixtures he is going to give, what are the project loans he has taken, what are the mortgage details he is there, what is the status of sold unsold flat periodically, the power of attorney, developers of detailed directors and all the developer and directors, all details, even senior managers, in fact, actually all documents pertaining to land. He has to give, see, can you see what he has to literally give everything. Earlier was not giving anything, now he is giving everything. So you have a lot of information. You can't start work without approval now. Earlier he used to start. He was never accountable, now he is accountable. Possession time he never used to give, or maybe even if he gives, he would not bother. It was not relevant for him. So everything was apna dadagiri. His wait, what he says is right. So he will say, I'll give 31st December 2023, but he might give it in 2024, but it all depends on him. No, there was nobody to question him. Not anymore. Now if he is given a date, it has to be within that date, and generally a standard project, the thumb rule is 3 years. Let's say a standard project of 15 story, 20 story of 3-4 wings. Agreement, he will make agreement which is totally on his side as per his requirement, and you will always have a problem, but you have to sign it, no choice. Not anymore. A standard agreement format has been given, and content has to be mandatorily more or less closer to that. Earlier there was MOFA, now it is RERA. MOFA, of course, was an act that was only to be followed. No one was there to regulate the industry. So if you had a problem, then later on you have to go to the court and get some sort of a relief, if at all. But under RERA, you don't have to go to the court. Right from the beginning, the RERA is directing them, get this done, get that done, others you don't do anything. So there is a regulation. So if I have to do this, so he can't even do that. So it is stopping it in the, is nipping it in the bud. They regulate the industry, quantum shift, pointing end time, even completion time, or even your possession time. Fund misuse, diversion is a very big thing. Earlier they could take all the money from you, do whatever they want. They were never accountable. Once you give the fund, it is there in their hands. It is as if it is their property. Not anymore now. Now if you give funds, the money has to be kept in an escrow account. He can only withdraw 30% of it, and 30% will have to it's for use for any sales, administration, marketing, salary, staff, advertisements, and those functions, plus his profit. The 70% he can withdraw only. There is a rigid, total, controlled condition with audit condition that we'll see in a very detailed way in later subject. So he can't even touch that. Some other will have to give certificates and everything, and then bank will verify, and then in proportion to that, bank will release. Okay, let's move to the next point. Changing plans offered. Earlier he used to keep on changing plans, because some amenities he will remove away, then he'll bring some parking space there, and the parking space he'll create a flat so that he can sell it off, and the ground floor he'll create some commercials, he can sell it off, and some small children's park he'll convert into a parking or underground. We'll do anything for making money. Not anymore. Okay. Now he has to, if he has to do any external outside changes, he has to take 2/3 allottee's consent. If it is within flat, he has to take your consent, and all in writing. Earlier he could even transfer to another developer and vanish, but no, not anymore. He has to take 2/3 allottee's consent for even change in developer. Till then, unless he gets a consent, written consent, he is still the developer. Area manipulation, that was a very big term. Earlier it was carpet. From carpet they shifted to built up area because they wanted more money. Therefore, from in carpet they would add 20%, and some people would add 30. That 33%, 35%, 25%, depends on them. So when you go more to the city side or main city side, it will always used to be more, whereas in the outskirts it used to be little less. Where it is 20%, here it will be 33%. But when the outskirts started charging 33%, then they came out with a new concept called super built up area, which went on from similarly from 35% to 75%. So no more. Now it is all one area, one measurement, that is carpet area. And carpet area has been defined with everything, including garage, everything. We'll see that later on. Society formation, earlier builder never used to form society, or we will form society, but reluctantly he will form or not. Okay, and or he'll give to you give to the AOPs, the association of person. You form the society, you will not, they have to care. But now he has to form a society within 3 months, or within 51 if 51% of the allottees flats are allotted, he has to form the society. And once he gets OC within 3 months, he has to even execute the assignments. So these are two big things that has happened. Litigation again, earlier used to be long run, because when you go to the court, assume you go to the court, that court had hundreds of other cases going on. Like there is a criminal case, a civil case, some 100 criminal cases. There could be some check bouncing cases. There could be some arbitration. There could be some IPR cases. Name it, it will be there. Some criminal, petty thief, some difference of opinion, some cheating case. Anything could be there. But now you have a dedicated court rather under RERA, where average it was envisaged to be done within 6 months maximum, but now it is taking 2 years. Okay, but then that will can get reduced, because once the number of cases start coming down due to these things, it will get reduced, and it will come down maybe in another 2 years. It should come down, because these are all the backlogs of cases which is coming in. 2011, 12, 13, all the cases are coming in, still coming in. And once it gets over, probably new cases, everybody knows what is happening, so they'll be very cautious. And with people getting knowledge on this, like I am giving, if people get knowledge, they'll also be very careful, and the conflict will be lesser. Now, empowered allottees, earlier allottees used to be fleeced, now consumers are empowered. Buyers versus consumer, earlier you were buyer, you had no teeth, even legally. In case of liquidation of firm, banks, others have the first, banks or others have the first claim, and you are not even considered. Today, you are a consumer under the Consumer Protection Act. Your status of allottee has been changed from buyers to consumer. And after this RERA, and after a couple of years, even under NCLT and all, you have been made a priority stakeholder, that is over banks. So even before banks, you will get the stake if there is an NCLT issue. Mortgage, earlier the builder used to mortgage your flat, they used to take the money from you and mortgage the flat. So they used to get both monies. Tomorrow there is a case going on, then they'll you go to the case, you won the case after 10 years, and then when you go to the Tehsildar office and Land Revenue office to seal or get the warrant executed on the flat, the bank comes in, because the lien is with the bank comes in. So you have to go back to the court, and then again another 5-10 years. So those things have been removed very clearly. The Act says in section 11(4)(h) that you cannot mortgage, and even if you mortgage, the mortgage doesn't apply, and we don't recognize, and our case will be on higher side. So you have a higher standing on that. Title defect, earlier title defect, if there was title defect, you cannot catch the builder, because he would have run away by that time. Not anymore. For title defect, the Act says he will be responsible throughout the life, and he has to refund with interest. So earlier you never felt safe, you always felt helplessness. Today there is someone you can approach if builder does anything wrong. Allottees for the first time is being recognized as consumers, not buyers. Consumer consumes, is an end consumer, is affected. Consumer comes under the Protection Act, Consumer Protection Act. Okay, so with this I think we will be closing today's discussion. Okay, so today we learned about the government endeavor, and most important, the pre-RERA and post-RERA regime comparison. We'll close this here. There are more comparisons which we will see in other videos, and what a game changer this is, you will see it later on. This is an important topic, though I have covered most, but there are still many more to be covered under the changes that have happened. We'll see those changes as we go along. So with this, I am sure you would start feeling comfortable and confident that there is someone to support you if things go wrong. Only exercise your rights if required. We will see more as we go along. With this video, we close this video. We have so far covered the background and objectives, and today the landmark in this new legislation. The next video we shall discuss the main feature, which again is important, where some of these points will be discussed at length. If you have liked this video, please do not forget to click on the subscribe button and leave a comment. Please also share with other groups so people get knowledge, learn about these things. Thank you so much.